Good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. Caught me by surprise this morning, running a little behind here. So now we're up to speed and ready to go with our regular Saturday morning update. Hopefully your weekend is off to a great start. Sunshine outside here in the mid-Michigan area, but colder, very cool, which again, this is kind of a strange winter because now it looks great, but it's chilly. And then later this week, I hear thunderstorms are a possibility, or next week rather, in the 60s. I'm giving up, whatever. We'll just go from there. So lots of stuff going on this morning. So I'm going to dive right into the hellos, and then we'll get into the update and get you on with your Saturday, because, man, we got a busy one. We're crying out loud. Hello this morning, Steve Carlson from the Vinyl Community. Looks like great weather for a road trip. It does indeed. For those of you who are curious, we do the podcast with our good friend Steve Carlson from the Vinyl Community. And this week's podcast, let me call that up there. This week's podcast, the episode of Two Guys Talking About Records, Steve and I are taking a road trip. We're going to head to a record show down in Clawson. So we're going to record our experience doing that. And that episode will air tomorrow evening. We'll get that up online on our YouTube channel and on Spotify as well. So Two Guys Talking About Records. Steve and I will be taking that road trip coming up and as well. Should be a fun one. And, before he leaves and all, he abandons me. That's the way it goes. I'm kidding, Steve. Betty, good morning from sunny Toledo. Good morning to Gary as well. Pat saying going to be a bright, sunshiny day. I get how you say that, Pat. I got it. Ann saying hi as well. See you soon. Good. Always pleasant to see you stopping in. And Dan as well. Yes, it's chilly out there. And Jim, happy false winter. Is this false winter or is it first spring? Faux spring. Who knows? Sean. Hey, good to see you, Sean, this morning. Got a Prince album here. If you're curious, we got one in yesterday. We'll tell you about that coming up here in a second on the update. Before we get to the new releases, though, let me call a couple of things up here. Record Store Day, as we talked about before, is fast approaching on April 20th of this year, Saturday. For those of you who have seen the list and you know how Record Store Day works, if you haven't yet, over on our Facebook page is a link. I believe I've got it pinned to the top, one of the pinned posts, with a link to our Google Docs form where you can put your wish list in for the Record Store Day items. Now that's up. And those of you, if you happen to be watching on Instagram, I know we're a little goofy on Instagram lately. That's probably not going to change for the foreseeable future till I get some time to work that issue out. But if you don't have access to Facebook and you're watching on YouTube and you want this link anyhow, just contact us here at the store or shoot me an email at jim@radiowastelandrecords.com, and I will send you that link. And if for all else fails, we can probably just input your stuff as well. But the wish list is the way that we're going to base our orders on. Again, we cannot guaranteeing that you're going to get anything because we cannot hold reserve or otherwise for Record Store Day stuff. So the best bet is for you to put that wish list in so we have a good idea of what to order. And then when the time comes, of course, we're going to have some Record Store Day madness on April 20th. So make sure you mark your calendars off for that. And as we get closer to the event, we will have lots more updates on everything that we're going to get and how that is going to work. I had a question last week about that little mini Beatles turntable and the pricing. I do have the ability to order those now. So that was iffy for a bit, but we can't order them. Looks like they're going to be a bit pricey, though. They're going to come in, I think, at around $180. And that's for the little mini Beatles turntable and all four of the Beatles 3-inch releases and a little tiny case. It's kind of cool, I guess, if you're a Beatles collector, but it looks like that's going to come in at around $180 for that package. Then, of course, the Beatles 3-inch records will be something separate if you've already got one of those 3-inch turntables. Regarding the poster, you see right there, we are going to have hopefully ample copies of that next week. So we'll get that up and out and start putting them up and around the area for those of you that want to get a hold of that. One quick addition, and while we're talking about the form and you submitting your wish list in, I think on our on the podcast, Steve and I were talking, wasn't quite sure what one of the bigger items was going to be this year. Well, now This one might. I think it has the capability of being a large item, in demand item, I should rather say, for Record Store Day, but just announced after the list. So this is not on our printed list. It is up on the Record Store Day website, and you can request this. But Noah Kahan and Olivia Rodrigo, talk about two big names with in-demand and low-stock records, are putting out a 7-inch for Record Store Day. It's a live one. One side is Noah, the other side is Olivia. I think this one's going to be a fairly significant release. The description says it was recorded live from the BBC Radio 1 Live Lounge. Olivia Rodrigo covers Noah Kahan's breakout hit, Stick Season. While on the other side of the 7-inch, Kahan delivers his stunning rendition of Lacey from Rodrigo's sophomore album, Guts. Kind of a cool thing. I think the Violent Femmes and Gnarls Barkley did that a while back, if I recall. Available on 7-inch colored vinyl for Record Store Day coming up in April. So this is kind of a very cool item. Now, for those of you who are curious just how this is going to come out availability-wise, I do believe that there is going to be 15,000 of these happening. Yep, 15,000 is the pressing on this. And on top of it, it's going to be your RSD first, which means that it will be reissued at some point down the line. So never fear. If you want this Rodrigo Kahan release, there should be plenty to go around. But just to be safe, head over to our Facebook page or shoot us a message so you can get in on our wish list for that. And otherwise, we hope to see you guys, and your calendars are already marked and you're making your plans to hit us up on Record Store Day 2024 on Saturday, April 20th. Doors open here at the store at 8 a.m. All right. I think that that covers that news. We do have a printed copy of the list in the store if you wish to see as well. A couple more good mornings. We'll get into the new releases. Tracy, good morning to you, sir. Good morning again up to the UP. Hey, Mom. Ryan, hey to you as well. And greetings from Whitehall, Montague. Freezing greetings. Looks like Mr. Rick is on the road this morning. All right. A couple of new releases to pass along, and then we'll get on with our day. This one we teased in the new release show, which hits on Saturday afternoon. So later on this afternoon, we'll do next week's releases. But new stuff, and I have not had a chance to listen to this yet, but a brand new album from Modern English, a new studio album by the post-punk icons, includes songs called Long in the Tooth, Crazy Lovers, Not My Leader, on colored vinyl with an O-U-R-E-D, colored vinyl. I don't know what color this is. I'd have to go back and look at our sheet, but new stuff from them. I will get around to giving this a listen to see if it's as good as the less than Modern English. I guess that it is Modern English now again. Post Malone, reissue of a previous RSD. It's the Diamond Collection, a compilation of Post Malone stuff. Double LP on silver vinyl. I think I've got 2 of these left in the store heading into the weekend. A new reissue, I believe, from Prince, The Vault. This is called The Vault. Old Friends for Sale, Sean, if you've not heard of this. Maybe I'm sure you have. Decades of recordings from Prince's storied vault, curated by the artist. I believe this was originally released long before his passing. So we do have this on, I don't know if this is on colored vinyl. I don't believe that this is on colored vinyl, but we do have a couple copies of that Prince from the Vault recordings in stock, if you don't already have it. Reissue from King Diamond on bone-colored vinyl, Masquerade of Madness. I believe that there is a mask inside of this as well, you King Diamond fans. From previous weeks, we finally got our copies of Blackberry Smoke, Be Right Here, a new album from them. This one is on indie exclusive Golden Birdwing vinyl. Last one in the store. These have already gone on back order, so I don't know when I can get them again, but we do have one copy left after yesterday's rush. Speaking of Noah Kahan, we got another copy of Stick Season. This has been a tough get, but they are now seemingly back in stock, so we do have that one copy on the shelf. Reissues from Black Dahlia Murder, Michigan's own, down by the Detroit area. Unhallowed is this one. There were several other reissues from them. This is the only one we can get. The others are coming hopefully in the next week or two. This is on colored vinyl, but it's on green and red smoke. They're calling it Yuletide vinyl. A little late on that, but we do have that copy in the store. Reissue of The Cult and Dreamtime. This one is on not colored vinyl, I believe, but we do have one copy of The Cult's Dreamtime reissue from previous week. Seatbelts. We finally got another reissue of the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. This is the soundtrack proper to the animated series. And then previously, we've had other variations of this from the Real Folk Blues Legends and the songs from the Cosmic Sofa. So we have all three of those still in stock. One copy of the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack proper to carry us through the balance of the weekend. Other things of note, recently reissued Sarah McLachlan, Fumbling Towards Ecstasy. Got a copy of that in finally from our delays. And because Steve and I talked about this, I added one of these to my collection last week. The Easy Star All-Stars do reggae versions of albums. And because I wanted to listen to mine on this, I got a copy of the dub Side of the Moon. This is Dark Side of the Moon, of course, from Pink Floyd, and in its entirety, but done in reggae form. So it's very cool if you're into that. I think I am. And just because I saw one of these as well, so I nabbed it for the store. This is the Easy Star All-Stars doing Ziggy Star dub. It's the entire Bowie album, Ziggy Stardust, done in reggae. So fun stuff. If you've got those albums and you don't mind a little experimentation, you can check that out as well. All right, let's see here. A couple more hellos. Sean, I figured you might, Sean. We do have one for you, so we'll set that aside. Chantel, good morning from Jason. Good morning to you guys. Thanks for watching as well. Scott, RS being on 420. I am shocked that there is only one Cheech and Chong. I'm more shocked that Cheech and Chong and or Willie and or Snoop Dogg were not the official Record Store Day ambassadors this year. I think that would have been that would have been too obvious. So I think maybe they went with Paramore on that. But yes, there is a Cheech and Chong release on Record Store Day as well. Bruce, good morning to you as well. And Gary says the camera is not focused. I've got the GoPro working again, Gary. I'll have to double check on that. It looked like I had a little bit of trouble getting into it, but I think we're okay. Hopefully that's not, maybe it's just me. Am I out of focus this morning? It's a definite possibility. I had a rough night's sleep the past couple of nights because the dude, our dog, he's good, but a rough night's sleeping. So, okay, 9:57. I think we're up on time. If you're watching this live, we're going to get set to open up the store and get started with our day. We will be here today, Saturday, from now until 6 p.m. Pat says it's like an old Godzilla movie. Okay. Early 420. All right. So I'm sorry about that. We're distracted here. Tomorrow, Sunday from 12 noon to 5. Now, here is a quick announcement. Next weekend, and let me get the dates on that very specifically. Next Saturday and Sunday, the 2nd and 3rd of March, the store will be closed. So I'm taking a couple of days off, and I'm just going to kind of hang loose, but we got to get some other stuff going. So today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, this Saturday and Sunday, we're here normal hours. We'll be open next Friday, the 1st, for our normal drop. But then on Saturday and Sunday, the 1st and 2nd of March, or the 2nd and 3rd of March, rather, be clear on that. Saturday the 2nd, Sunday the 3rd, the store will be closed those 2 days. We need a little bit of recharge. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and get going with our weekend this weekend. Invite you guys to stop on out. We are at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland. You know the score. You know how to get here. So I'm going to get the lava lamps percolating and the turntable spinning, and we're going to get on with our day. If the camera has been acting weird, I apologize. We'll work on that some more. I had the system update on the computer, and I think that messed a few things up setting-wise. So we'll get her fixed, Gary. Thanks again, though. All right, you folks have a great weekend. Get out and enjoy yourself. Get some sunshine in, but bundle up a bit. And, there will also not be a live update next weekend either. So I see you guys in 2 weeks for a live update. But again, we'll post all of that. Don't forget to get your RSD wish list in. The deadline for that is on Monday. We will shut that form off on Monday evening. We have to get our orders in. So you've got just the next couple days to get your wish list to us and let us know what you'd like us to order for Record Store Day. So I think I covered everything. Those of you who have stuck around to the end, congratulations. And thank you for sticking with me for the important announcements. And we will talk to you live in 2 weeks, but later this afternoon on the update for the new releases, tomorrow with the podcast with Steve Carlson, and whenever else we get a chance to, we'll catch up to you guys from there. Have a great one. We'll talk to you next time from the Wasteland. Thanks again for being here, everyone.